Hey crafters, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making moldable foam. The main ingredient for both these recipes will be cornstarch. Let's get started. So for the regular recipe, I will be using 1 scoop of cornstarch, half a scoop of shaving cream, 1/4 scoop of white school glue, and 1/4 scoop of baby oil. If you're wondering, my measure actually is 1/8 of a cup, but for video purposes, it's just 1 scoop. You guys get the measurements. So I try to get everything in there because it does tend to stick to the walls. And once that's there, I start to mix it. Now I'm gonna do this for about a minute. And once it begins to clump together, I'm ready to pick it up with my hands. Now I'm gonna knead this for about a minute and a half. Caution, this is messy. Okay, so if you do not like to get your hands dirty, I suggest that you wear gloves or you ask your friends to do it for you. Once it comes together, the texture is great. However, it does not take off the residue that's left on my hands, and it does not pick up whatever is on the bowl. However, it does pick up what's on the table, and it does not stick. So I know that this recipe is good to go. I can mold it. I can roll it up. Yeah, thumbs up. Now the next recipe only uses 2 ingredients, and we're gonna take 1 scoop of cornstarch once again. And we're gonna use half a scoop of shampoo. Now I did try to use some liquid soap, but I think it was a little too watery because the texture did not come out the same. So if you're using shampoo or hand soap, just make sure that it's pretty dense so that you can get a nice fluffy texture. And I'm gonna mix this for about 30 seconds, and it comes together fairly quickly. Once it starts clumping together, I'm gonna pick it up with my hands. And right away, I can notice that it is not sticky like the first recipe. In fact, it barely stuck to my fingers, and whatever was left there, I'm able to quickly pick it up. It also picked up everything that was left on the bowl and on the board. I can see that it's stretchy. I can mold it. So this recipe is also good to go. Now I do feel that the textures are different, but it does hold this shape as well. So next I'm adding some food coloring. I added 1 drop. This is pretty bright, but it goes on the surfaces fairly quickly. But then I decided to add another drop to make it a little darker, just so that I can tell this one and the regular recipe apart. And when this one is ready, I move on to the regular recipe, and I'm going to add just 1 drop of food coloring. All right, I'm ready to test it. Are you? I actually have the original Model Magic, and I mean, it is green, but it's a different shade of green. But I just want you to see the texture, how I can pull it apart. It is pretty gummy. I'm able to break it, and it does hold its shape. So the 2-ingredient recipe, I can stretch it, but I do notice that it is a bit breaky. Now, I think it's because it's losing moisture. So if you warm it up again with your hands, it goes right back to being gummy and you're able to stretch it as well. Now, the regular recipe, now this is super soft. Both of them are lighter than the actual Model Magic, but this one is just, it's fluffy, it's stretchy, it's super gummy. So I think this one is closer to the original product. But both these recipes work really, really well. You just need about a day and a half for them to dry. All right, guys, that does it for this video. Thanks for watching.